everybody. So today I thought I would talk about when I first met Mohanji. Um, Someone I know who is a Karuna Mai devotee actually invited me to go with him to meet Mohanji in Sedona at an event that Mohanji was having. Um, and the guy who invited me, he's like an uncle to me. He was the best man at my parents' wedding. But I didn't feel like traveling to Sedona alone, so I asked my father if he would go with me, and he wanted to go too. So we ended up going together, and neither my dad nor I had ever heard of Mohanji before. When we arrived at the venue where the event was taking place, I saw tables displaying books and posters and other merchandise. Um, One of the posters that caught my eye because it featured Satya Sai Baba. And I thought to myself, wow, that's cool. Mohanji must be connected to Satya Sai Baba. And right away I started to feel more comfortable, and the realization that everything was happening according to God's plan came over me, which, if you've ever had that, it's such a wonderful feeling. Well, we had arrived early and we were still looking at the merchandise when someone said, "He's here, Mohanji's coming." And I saw him approaching, and instinctively I drew my hands up in the namaste position. And as Mohanji got close to me, he paused and he smiled, and he also did the namaste position with his hands. And I just felt like he looked at me like he knew me. And right away I felt comfortable with him. Even though, that was the first time I had ever seen him, at least in this incarnation. And that evening, Mohanji led a wonderful Q&A session, and I realized what an eloquent speaker he is. And everything he said, it just made sense to me. And everything he said, it was just so wise and it had such clarity. It was really just beautiful, and I felt like I was just so happy to have discovered him. It was really refreshing to listen to him talk. And that evening, or the next day actually, his wife, Devi, and him, they hosted a retreat, a one-day retreat, and it featured yoga and guided meditation and different spiritual practices. It's really wonderful. And then in the evening, Mohanji gave another wonderful talk, and then he offered to bless items that people had brought, and also to sign books and posters for everyone. I went up to have him bless my little Ganesha that I've had for over 15 years now. I actually bought it at a Karuna Mai event. And he blessed my Ganesha and a couple of other things for me. And while he was blessing my things, I looked up at him, and suddenly I saw Satya Sai Baba. And the realization that Mohanji carries that same level of consciousness that I had experienced when I met Satya Sai Baba, it dawned on me, and I felt that I needed to learn more about Mohanji and his philosophy. I felt that I had been led to him for a reason, and that Mohanji would help me in attaining what I had asked Satya Sai Baba for all those years ago. It was wonderful to feel that Satya Sai Baba was still guiding me after all these years, and that he and Karuna Mai, through her devotee, had guided me to Mohanji. I felt so grateful. I'm still so grateful to this day. And after the book signings and blessings, Mohanji offered to have pictures taken with everybody who wanted them. I went up for my photo, and I was very happy when Mohanji offered me his hand. I was just amazed at the humility he displayed. I mean, it was just so beautiful. You know, he, even before I knew much about him, I sensed his greatness. And I knew this was someone who deserves the utmost respect. Even though it wasn't until later that I found out that Mohanji is revered as a true spiritual master across the world. He's been recognized by many great spiritual masters, and he's been honored many times because of this spiritual greatness that he exudes. I mean, he's amazing. He's extremely powerful. And ever since then, I've been attending many of Mohanji's events and retreats all across the world. I've become involved in the activities of and groups involved with his foundation. If you would like to know more about him, you can look him up on YouTube because he's all over YouTube. And he also has a website called mohanji.org. If you get a chance to meet him, I highly recommend it. You won't regret it. It is just wonderful to be in his presence. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Please feel free to like, comment, or share it. Thank you for watching, everybody. I hope to see you next time.